What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Hot Action Fishing and Fab. My name's Curtis and this is my channel. We are going to do a review on the Vulcan Pro Tig 200. This is the older one, and I've been in Harbor Freight a couple times since I bought this machine, and they have a newer version of it now. I think it's the Pro Tig 205, and it has a different digital readout on the front of it. But we're going to do a review on this machine and go from there. I've had this machine for 2 years now. I just looked up on my phone. For some reason I thought I had it for 3 years, but it's been 2 years. So yeah, machine's an absolute great machine. I love it. For 800, I think it was like 800 bucks, or no, I think it's like 900 and something. Out the door at Harbor Freight. You cannot complain for an AC/DC machine. It's a great machine. I beat the heck out of that machine. I've welded T-tops, pulling platforms, well, I mean a 1/4-inch plate for some brackets and stuff like that, and turned that thing all the way up to 200. That's the original torch on that machine, and that's a 150 amp torch. I cranked that, like I said, crank this machine all the way up to 200 amps and just let it eat. And it's a 25% duty cycle, and I do not take it easy on this machine, and I've never hit the duty cycle. So I think that's saying something in my opinion for being a Harbor Freight welder. You know, people talk a lot of crap about Harbor Freight stuff, and well, that welder, I'm a professional welder. I've been welding for I think almost 10 years now. I've used everything from Miller Dynasties, Miller Synchrowaves, Lincoln Precision Pro Tig, a lot of different Lincoln Square Wave, all different kinds of Lincoln machines. I've used Everlast machines, quite a few different machines, and granted, that machine's, like I said, it's only got a 25% duty cycle, but for $900 for being a hobby shop, like, I wouldn't recommend it for a production style, because like I said, I do not take it easy on it, but I do stop and let it cool down and stuff, because obviously I do know the machine will have its limits eventually, and I didn't feel like finding them, but there's been quite a few times where I was like, this thing is definitely something's gonna happen. But no, I've let that thing eat. Like I said, it's the original torch still. I have yet to burn up a torch. It's nice and flexible, and I can move it around still. Yeah, I'll post some pictures of some stuff that I've built with it. And what I'm gonna do, so you guys can hear it and see it in action and stuff, I'm gonna build a welding cart for my new Everlast machine. I went with this machine now because this has with the water cooler and stuff, it's 100% duty cycle, and I can go all the way up to 250 amps. So I'm a little bit limited with this machine with only being 200 amps. You kind of gotta sit there and just stay on the pedal and just kind of wait for that puddle to start to make a puddle. And this machine will, with the materials that I weld, I won't have to do that. I'll just crack the pedal and it'll be damn near rolling. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, time is money. I'll go back to what I was doing. What I was saying, time is money with machine, with the welding business, and with having to stop and let this machine cool down, I can't be doing that. So with this machine 100% duty cycle, I can just stay welding all day long and not have to worry about having to stop. But like I said, I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to weld with this machine in this video and show you guys, and because there is some little quirks with this machine, and I've seen some stuff before I even bought this machine that people were saying that it was going to do. But yeah, so here we go. I'm going to make this pier cart, going to do it all out of aluminum. Pier cart, this welding cart, I'm going to do it all aluminum for this machine. And well, here we go. Alright, I got these pieces cut up out of some scrap metal that I had laying out back, and I'm going to get this all scrubbed up with some Scotch-Brite, cleaned up, and then we'll get the machine all flipped on and we'll weld this thing up. There we go. Got this thing fixed up real quick on the little table. It's pretty sweet because it just helps everything hold 90, and then you got the clamps on it. It's a nice little table. I think I got it for like 120 bucks on 4th of July at Northern Tool, but kind of screwed up a little bit when I was cutting some. Got a little bit of some gaps. Do a little more adjusting on that one, but let's get this thing welded up. So far, what I've noticed is this machine, the biggest con that I found with it is the fact that you cannot control your post flow. So it's automatically got a 17-second post flow. So you eat up a ton of argon with this machine. It did make a big difference when I went from the regular, just the double regulator, the two dial regulator style, to a flow meter, which is what I like to run anyways. That made a big difference on how much gas I was running through, but definitely it would be nice if you were able to control the post flow on this machine. I don't know if you can on the new Vulcan, the 205 Pro Tig. That might be an upgrade that they did on that machine. I would hope so, but with this machine, just plan on running through a lot of argon. Can get expensive when you're doing big projects, but yeah, I got this thing all fixtured up. Got the torch all cleaned up, tungsten ready to go, and I'm going to be welding this with some 53, 56 wire, and the machine set on 200 amps. I got the little pedal down there for the remote. Yeah, let's start tacking this thing up and welding it out. Alright, here's the torch. It's a number 17 torch, air-cooled torch, 150 amps. It's the Vulcan torch, the torch that comes with the machine. I noticed with this welder, you definitely want to always keep a really clean tungsten, so if you dip it, you're better off starting and just going and grinding it and getting it cleaned up again, because it just has a hard time starting after you dip it a little bit or get your tungsten a little dirty. This is a number 7 cup. Boom. There's the little weld cart. You can see, kind of dirty. I should clean them up a little bit, but as you can see, a little Vulcan machine welds super good. Super good. Definitely, like I said, for a $900 machine. And my limited knowledge, I think that machine's a great machine. But there we have it. There's the quick down and dirty review on the Vulcan Pro Tig 200. I've welded with this machine a ton on 110 and did absolutely great. I've built all kinds of stuff on 110. It's very hard to find your limitation with welding steel on 110 because you can get all the way up to 100 and I think like 20 amps on you know, welding off 110 volts. You can put out plenty of power doing that. But obviously the 220 for a while before I ended up in this shop where I have 220 out here in this shop for my welders. I was just welding. I had a plug that I made that plugged into where my dryer plugs into, and I plugged this machine into that, and that's how I weld with my 200 amps at the other house. But yeah, there's not really, I haven't really found any limitations with this machine with what I do. I build a lot of gas tanks, mess with some building T-tops, pulling platforms, do a lot of pulling platforms, leaning posts, stuff like that. The reason why I decided to go with the Everlast now instead of still welding with this machine, because I think I said in the beginning of this video, you know, time is money, and having to stop and let this machine cool down and not hurt it, you know, I can't be doing that. So the Everlast is 100% duty cycle. This has got a 25% duty cycle. This is an air-cooled machine. My Everlast is a water-cooled machine. So yeah, but for a hobby shop, I think this is an absolute great machine, and do not hesitate to buy it. Like I said, I've welded with every machine under the sun, and this machine, you know, granted it's limited on amps and it being air cooled and the 25% duty cycle, but for $1,000 for a hobby shop, it's well worth the money. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys again. Hopefully you've seen what you needed to see. If not, you know, you can comment down below. I'm very good about answering comments and everything. I freaking watch my comment section like a hawk. So if you guys leave a comment down below, I will definitely try to answer it the best I can. So thank you guys again. Have a wonderful night.